Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here, Wilson Turpin Jr., and the Washington Wizards. Spoke to you guys in pregame about some of the things they need to be aware of. That first half, all of those things I spoke about came to fruition. Ray, you hit the group chat. That was a wild first half. Houston kind of came out, low key took care of their business early. We saw Washington, show great fight in that third quarter to kind of wake up and get going. But when you're in that big of a hole, I mean, the other team just has to make sure they don't, you know, self destruct and they're able to get out of there with a W. But your thoughts on what we saw in Houston this evening?
I mean, I don't even know how you analyze this shit, man. 81 points in the first half, game over. Like you don't come back from that. Houston, they did whatever they wanted. Everybody on the floor, just total domination. Guys were just it looked like a walkthrough, man. It was no resistance whatsoever. Guys looked completely comfortable out there. Yeah, man. We talk about the magic number. Wizards gave up 40 in the first and second quarter. It's just is what do you do with that? Like nothing went right on either end. Um, yeah, then they did try to put up a fight in the third to make it somewhat respectable, but they still lost by 23. Obviously, Houston caught off the dogs at a certain point. The damage had already been done. Um, I guess shout out to Alex Sarr. He's been the one constant pretty much the entire season so far. He had a decent game tonight. Um, but he had 25 and 11, 4 assists, 10 and 15 from the field, but he can't do it alone. And just like we kind of saw against Detroit, um, Houston is not a small team, not in any sense of the word. And yeah, people going to have to help. Whether that means gang rebounding, whether that means just playing better perimeter defense. Somebody's got to do something except Alex Sarr. And the last couple games, he's had a running mate. CJ's kind of exploded offensively. I didn't have that added punch tonight, and it got pretty ugly. So they got to do something, man. They got to figure something out. They're a young team trying to find themselves, and that's cool and all. But at the very least, you got to have toughness, physicality, and maximum effort. While you're trying to work through that other stuff. And if both of those things are off at the same time, then this is the kind of result you get. And yeah, that's how you lose 10 games in a row.
Yeah. While the response in the third quarter was, that was cool that they responded. It was disappointing there. I think it was DV talking on a broadcast. Vanderpool, they always have an assistant coach they talk to coming out at halftime. It was disappointing to hear, like, we need to give effort. Like, that shouldn't be a thing with a team this young. As you said, there could be a lot of stuff you're not good at or you don't do right, or, assignments you might miss or whatever because of the youth. Effort just shouldn't be an issue at all. Like, that should be a prerequisite. That should be the floor. The effort we saw in the third quarter, that should be literally the bare minimum for this young group. The other part is, obviously, as we saw in this one, you don't have enough firepower to spot any team that type, a lead like that to just erase it. You just don't have that. As you said, I don't think there are words for what happened in the first half. Just 81, even in today, 81 points is absurd. They were 19 away from hitting the century mark in the first half. Just to your point, just not enough resistance. Like the Rockets, it was 32 assists on 51 made field goals. That's just unacceptable. Like, even think with their second lineup, like, they're running stuff through Steven Adams in the high post, and he was comfortable, unbothered while they're going through their sets, people coming through clean, screens being set. Like it looked like it's when you're installing something, it looks like it looked like that, except the other team was on the floor. That's never a positive. You mentioned the glass. I, along with you, thought Sar did a good job. Like, if you look at it, just his matchup with Shagun, yeah, he did a great job. But I was saying pregame, I was screaming this like a couple days ago when we were all together. Just it had to be a team battle on the glass, and it wasn't. Houston won 53-37, and while they didn't have the 28 offensive rebounds Detroit had the other night, they also didn't shoot it as bad as Detroit did the other night. So again, they had 20 offensive rebounds. Even still, that's way too many. The bench production, Cam Whitmore had a solid night against his former team, but you're playing the Rockets. Reed Shepherd and Tari Eason should not have 40-plus points. Of all the things you have to deal with over there, that should not be the thing that you leave the game going, we couldn't stop Tari Eason and Reed Shepherd. And because those two were that productive, we didn't see that much of the Rockets starting group. Like, folks were out for long periods of time. It felt like Şengün got great rest this evening. Like, big pockets of rest. And again, that's not the take away from Sar's night, just being honest. Like, there was long stretches of like, where's Alpi at? Okay. Like, we saw a lot of Steven Adams tonight. But yeah, just like you said, nothing went right. And the third quarter, for what that was, like, that's cool. But that effort thing, you can't have that. That can't be a thing. It just can't be a thing. If you had nothing else to add, hey, man, it's up on the screen.
Sheesh. I guess I'll go Sengun. 16-13-6, 6-13 from the floor. Yeah, man, a lot of the Wizards' problems are on the interior. He was a big reason for that on both ends. Him and Sar did kind of pretty much play to a stalemate, but I mean, that's a tough load for Sar to handle by himself, and with Sengun's versatility, just kind of getting other folks involved as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that first half went. It was really a team effort, but I mean, I guess because his stat line stands out the most, he'll get the nod from me.
Yeah, I just split up the guys from the bench production. I'm not shocked by what Alpi did. He didn't even get to his numbers. KD didn't get to his numbers. Jabari didn't get to his numbers. Amen's the only starter I feel that got to his typical numbers. Give it to Reed Shepherd, and my X factor is going to be Tari Eason, like, where you can flip him. That's ridiculous. So who'd you have?
Yeah. X factor, I had both of the bench guys. They 41 points on the combined 15 for 23. Like that.
Like,
shoot
again, say that again on what they shot. Say what they shot again, please.
15 for 23.
What they shoot from three? Like,
let me see. From three, they were 9 for 15.
Come on, man. Like, that's, again, of all the things you had to worry about tonight, those two combined for 40.
Yeah, that just can't happen, man. Like,
to me, that's worse than like, that's more offensive than the youngster that went off the other night in Detroit, because they were missing people. He just stepped up. Like, again, all the firepower on that starting group they have. Reed Shepherd and Tari.
I don't know, man. Like, that's just like, you can't stop anybody. Like, if KD get 45, all right, do with that what you will. But and no disrespect to them, but those two light you up like that. And they played 21 and 25 minutes respectively.
Man, that's okay. So even KD had 23, right? 16 of the 23 came in the first quarter. So those long stretches, again, long stretches with no Alpy or no Kevin on the floor. You said they went 15 to 23, and neither one of them played 30 minutes or anything like that.
Yeah, dramatically losing the KD and Sengun-less minutes is embarrassing.
And that's where I'm at with you. If their 2-man game, and we've seen their 2-man game go nuts and give teams hell. Like that was one of the things I had in the pregame. It was like, how's Washington going to deal with it? And it never really came to fruition because those guys came off the bench just bombing from deep. And it didn't really stop. But kudos to Houston for Washington. The slide now is officially 10 games. They got, a few days to get themselves together, and they will be hosting the Nets Sunday evening. So that's the next time we will see you guys. Y'all have a good evening.